sings like he still has his old face, whereas Drake sings as if he's always had his alleged BBL and alleged like lipo. And I think this is such a case of that classic Lion King, like remember who you are, Simba moment. And I think it's why like Bad Bunny is already cemented as such a legend in music, whereas like Drake is going to be kind of cursed to like sell like preteen tank tops like maybe for the rest of his career, because money is dangerous because it can help build infrastructure, but if the ground that the infrastructure is being built on is not solid, then the building is going to get a little dicey. Like we saw when the Kardashians tried to like pull in Bad Bunny, and I think we all were worried for a second, but then I think he did realize that they were just trying to kind of continue this cultural colonization of another like ethnic group, and we ended up getting like such beautiful art from this last album because of that. Whereas Drake, it's like his music came from a place of like wanting to be wanted because he believed he deserved love without showing.
Bad Bunny, the global superstar, the reggaeton king. The chart-dominating phenomenon has been officially locked in as the headliner for the Super Bowl 2026 halftime show. But that's not even the shocking part. Because whispers, leaks, and cryptic insider reports suggest that this won't just be a performance. It's going to be a direct, public, worldwide takedown of Drake. Yes, you heard that right. The Puerto Rican icon may be planning to use the biggest stage on Earth, in front of hundreds of millions of viewers, to send a message that could destroy Drake's reputation forever. And if you think this sounds like just another rumor, wait until you hear the receipts. Because we're talking hidden contracts, unreleased lyrics, secret rehearsals, and insiders claiming this could be the most savage halftime show in NFL history. Imagine it: fireworks exploding, cameras zooming in, fans screaming, and suddenly Bad Bunny drops bars that don't just entertain. They expose. But here's the catch. If these rumors are true, then the Super Bowl isn't just about football anymore. It's about betrayal, revenge, and one of the most dangerous feuds the music industry has ever seen. And trust me, the drama behind the scenes, it's way uglier than anyone expected. So buckle up. Because tonight, we're diving into everything Bad Bunny's shocking confirmation. Drake's silence, the hidden clues that everyone missed, and the possibility that the world is about to witness the most controversial halftime show of all time. But the real question is, will Bad Bunny actually dare to do it live? Or is there something even darker waiting to unfold? To understand how we even got here, how Bad Bunny could be plotting a global ambush against Drake on the world's biggest stage, we need to rewind. Because this isn't some overnight beef. This is a storm that has been brewing for years. And the Super Bowl might be the final explosion. Bad Bunny, born Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, has been unstoppable. He shattered language barriers, dominated the charts, and became the face of Latin music worldwide. By 2023, his albums weren't just topping Billboard, they were smashing streaming records, eclipsing even English-speaking artists. Meanwhile, Drake, the self-proclaimed sixth god, was already cemented as one of the most influential rappers alive. On paper, these two should have been allies, even collaborators destined to rule the music industry side by side. But insiders reveal that behind closed doors, the energy was toxic from the very beginning. It started small. Fans noticed subtle jabs Bad Bunny, forgetting to mention Drake in interviews when talking about industry support. Drake, meanwhile, reportedly refused to appear at certain Latin award shows, claiming it wasn't his market. The tension grew when Bad Bunny broke Spotify's streaming record in 2022. Knocking Drake off the throne he had held for years. Instead of congratulating him publicly, Drake stayed silent. And in this industry, silence is louder than words. Things escalated when whispers of a collaboration between the two surfaced. According to a leaked studio engineer's account, The collab fell apart after a heated argument over creative control. Drake allegedly wanted to steer the track into an English-dominated pop rap lane, while Bad Bunny demanded authenticity, full Spanish, and Puerto Rican pride. Neither backed down. The track was shelved, but the resentment. It only grew. Pans on social media picked up the tension fast. Threads on Twitter exploded. Drake can't handle that Bad Bunny is bigger than him globally right now. Notice how Bad Bunny never gives Drake props. Something's up. This collab fell apart because both wanted to be alpha. Period. By 2024, the competition had turned into something darker. Drake's tour visuals allegedly contained subliminal digs graphics of rabbits in cages, which many believed was a direct mockery of Bad Bunny. Benito's response? A cryptic Instagram story with the words, "The truth always finds the stage." And that stage. Now it looks like it's going to be the Super Bowl halftime show. Industry insiders are already calling this a setup, years in the making. Some claim that Bad Bunny has been in negotiations with the NFL since late 2024, but only sealed the deal once he was guaranteed full creative control. What does that mean? It means no censorship, no watered-down messages if he wants to aim his words at Drake. No one can stop him. But here's where it gets even more chilling. Sources close to Bad Bunny's rehearsal camp claim he has special verses that haven't been released anywhere. Lyrics that insiders describe as career-ending shots aimed at Drake. One producer who allegedly walked out of rehearsals told a journalist, if he actually performs those lines at the Super Bowl, it won't just be fiddle, be war. Drake's entire brand could implode overnight. And while Bad Bunny is moving in silence, Drake has been unusually quiet too. No denial, no congratulations, no jokes, just silence. Some fans say it's because he's planning his own response. Others believe he's terrified. What makes this even wilder is the timing. Drake has faced months of backlash rumors, leaked dimes, and fan criticism of his latest projects. Meanwhile, Bad Bunny has been hailed as the people's champion, representing not just music, but culture, pride, and resistance against the industry's elite. If he chooses the Super Bowl to expose Drake, the optics alone would crush the Toronto rapper's image. And let's not forget, the Super Bowl halftime show isn't just a performance. It's a cultural moment that can define careers forever. Think of Beyoncé's political statement. Think of Janet Jackson's scandal. Now imagine Bad Bunny standing in front of the entire planet, using that moment to bury Drake. But here's the thing: if all these whispers are true, then the NFL itself is sitting on a ticking time bomb. Because if Bad Bunny crosses the line, they won't just have a halftime show. They'll have the biggest scandal in Super Bowl history. So the stage is set. Two giants of the music world. Years of resentment. A silenced collaboration. Cryptic jabs, subliminal visuals, and now the promise of a live, public dissection of one man's legacy. But here's the million-dollar question. Did Bad Bunny really plan all this out from the start? Or did something happen recently that pushed him over the edge? Because, according to fresh leaks, the trigger might have been far more personal than anyone could have guessed. The rumors had been swirling, but no one expected the first major crack to appear in such a personal and humiliating way. It all began when an anonymous insider leaked what they claimed were private messages exchanged between Drake and a woman closely tied to Bad Bunny's inner circle. Screenshots, blurry but damning, started circulating on Reddit and Twitter. The alleged texts showed Drake reaching out to one of Benito's former girlfriends, trying to convince her to attend his tour after-party in Miami. The tone? Flirty, persistent, and laced with subtle digs at Bad Bunny. One line in particular ignited chaos online. "I could treat you better than that rabbit ever did. Come see what a real king looks like." What a real king looks like. Whether real or fabricated, the screenshots blew up instantly. Fans went feral. Within hours, hashtags like #DrakeExposed and #ProtectBadBunny were trending worldwide. Memes flooded timelines with users mocking Drake for begging in the DMs, while Bad Bunny remained unbothered. Rehearsing for what was now being described as the most dangerous halftime show in history. But it didn't stop there. Because just days later, a leaked audio clip hit YouTube. The recording, allegedly from one of Drake's private rehearsals, captured him rapping lines that sounded like a direct attack on Bad Bunny. Spanish streams don't impress me. I'm the blueprint. He's just trendy. Rabbits run, but they don't last. My reign forever. His time passed. The backlash was immediate. Fans accused Drake of being insecure, petty, and outright disrespectful toward Latin music. Journalists dissected the lyrics, calling it a cultural insult disguised as rap bravado. Meanwhile, Bad Bunny stayed silent, completely silent, only fueling speculation that he was saving his response for the Super Bowl stage. And then came the first twist that nobody saw coming. A viral TikTok posted by a dancer supposedly hired for the halftime show rehearsals claimed that during a closed-door session, Bad Bunny performed an unreleased track titled Ocasio vs. Aubrey. The dancer described the track as a lyrical nuke aimed at Drake, with lines that directly referenced the leaked DMs, the alleged subliminal visuals, and even Drake's controversial friendships. The dancer's words spread like wildfire. I don't care if I get fired for this. What I heard tonight isn't just music kid's revenge. He's not holding back. If he performs this live, it's over for Drake. The clip racked up over 20 million views in less than 24 hours. Fans dissected every word, demanding proof, begging for leaks, and speculating that Bad Bunny might actually debut the diss track at the Super Bowl halftime show. Drake's camp scrambled to contain the chaos. His PR team released a vague statement, dismissing the allegations as fake leaks and exaggerated fan theories. But the damage was already done. The narrative had shifted. Drake was on defense, Bad Bunny was in control. And the world was waiting for the next bomb to drop. But then, an even more shocking development surfaced. A leaked setlist, supposedly from the NFL's production team, began circulating on Twitter. Among the classics fans expected, Dikiti, Maya, and Titi, Mi Pregunto, there was one chilling entry highlighted in red. New track, title TBD, explicit content flagged. Insiders claimed this track was so raw, so controversial that NFL executives had begged Bad Bunny to reconsider. One anonymous source allegedly told Variety, "We can't stop him. The contract gives him full creative control. If he performs that song, it's going to spark an international firestorm." By now, the internet had reached peak hysteria. Fans clashed in comment sections, YouTube reactors debated the fallout, and Instagram lives turned into shouting matches. Drake is done if this happens. You don't play with the Super Bowl stage. Bad Bunny is going too far. This isn't music beef anymore, it's character assassination. I need popcorn ready because this is about to be the greatest halftime show ever. Even celebrities began weighing in. Cardi B allegedly liked a tweet that read, "About time someone put Drake in his place." Meanwhile, DJ Khaled went live on Instagram, begging both artists to cool down before things got too real. And through all of this, Bad Bunny stayed silent. Not one interview, not one tweet, not even a single emoji, just silence. And that silence was deafening. The tension reached a boiling point when another insider dropped what might be the most damning claim yet. They alleged that during rehearsals, Bad Bunny had incorporated a giant stage prop, a golden owl, trapped inside a cage. For those who don't know, the owl is Drake's iconic OVO symbol. If this is true, it would be the most blatant, undeniable, disimaginable. Broadcast live to hundreds of millions of viewers worldwide. The NFL, according to whispers, is panicking. Sponsors are terrified. Networks are bracing for fallout. But no one can stop it because the contract reportedly protects Bad Bunny's artistic freedom. And now, the world is asking the one question no one can answer. Is Drake prepared for what's coming? Or is his empire about to collapse in real time on the biggest stage in the world? Because just when people thought this couldn't possibly escalate further, another shocking revelation surfaced. And it changed everything about how this feud is being perceived. The whispers were already deafening. But then came the explosive reveal that turned this entire feud into something no one saw coming. Just 3 weeks before the Super Bowl, a mysterious file began circulating online. At first, it appeared to be just another hoax, another fan edit designed to stir the pot. But then multiple industry insiders confirmed that the file was an unreleased Drake demo track, allegedly leaked from his private Dropbox, and its lyrics contained direct, venomous shots at Bad Bunny. The track, reportedly titled Carrots and Kings, wasn't subtle. It mocked Bad Bunny's Spanish lyrics, ridiculed his fashion choices, and even implied that his global fame was nothing more than a temporary TikTok trend. One chilling line repeated over and over: "The rabbit's fast, but I'm eternal." The internet exploded. Twitter threads dissected every bar. Instagram fan pages translated the lyrics into Spanish. And YouTubers uploaded hour-long breakdowns, declaring it Drake's declaration of war. But here's where it got darker. Rumors began swirling that Drake himself hadn't intended to release the track at all. Some sources claimed it was never meant for the public, that it was just a vault diss, something rappers often record but never release. So how did it leak? Theories ranged from hacked accounts to disgruntled insiders. But one claim stood out. A music journalist with supposed ties to Bad Bunny's camp tweeted, "Funny how this leak comes right after Super Bowl rehearsals started. Ask yourself, who benefits most from exposing Drake's bars right now?" The implication was clear. Bad Bunny's team might have leaked the track themselves, turning Drake's private words into public ammunition. Just weeks before the performance, and as if the fire wasn't hot enough, Bad Bunny's silence began to look less like patience and more like strategy. Because days later, eagle-eyed fans spotted something bizarre during rehearsal footage captured by helicopters flying over the stadium. On the giant stage screens, rehearsals appeared to show flashes of text phrases in bold white letters against a black background. A few were blurry, but fans managed to screenshot one that read, "Eternal." Let's see. The internet lost its mind. Was this a direct response to Drake's leaked line? Was Bad Bunny taunting him in real time, knowing the world was watching? Theories spun out of control. Some fans insisted the halftime show was now less about music and more about a battle for cultural dominance. For decades, Drake had been the face of global rap dominance. But now, Bad Bunny was positioning himself as a symbol of Latin power, cultural pride, and resistance to being sidelined. Celebrities couldn't stay silent anymore. J Balvin posted a cryptic story with nothing but a rabbit emoji and a flame. Maluma tweeted, "The whole world is about to learn who the king really is." On the other side, Tory Lanez's fan pages claimed he had liked a post defending Drake, sparking further outrage. And then came the shocking twist that no one expected: an alleged whistleblower from the NFL's production team leaked what they described as a confidential email thread between executives and sponsors. In the email, one panicked sponsor wrote, "If Bunny delivers a diss track aimed at Drake on stage, we risk alienating half of the viewing audience. This is not a halftime show, a declaration of war in the middle of the biggest American event." But the reply from one NFL exec was even more jaw-dropping. We have no control. The contract is airtight. If he chooses to do it, we'll have to deal with the aftermath. In other words, the NFL itself confirmed that Bad Bunny had absolute freedom. The stage is his. The lights are his. The world is his. And this is when the story went from scandal to legendary chaos, because Drake finally broke his silence. Out of nowhere, he posted a photo on Instagram. No caption, no explanation. Just a close-up of an owl perched on a football. Fans dissected it for hours. Was it a warning? A threat? A subtle message that he wasn't afraid of what was coming? But here's the kicker. Within minutes, Bad Bunny's official account liked the photo, only to unlike it seconds later. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Was he mocking Drake? Was it a trap? Or was it just an accident that added gasoline to the inferno? At this point, even the media couldn't ignore it. Major outlets like Rolling Stone and Billboard began running headlines. Bad Bunny versus Drake. Super Bowl halftime show turns into cultural battlefield. Leaked tracks, silent rehearsals, and a pending explosion on live TV. Super Bowl or Super War. Industry braces for halftime chaos. Halftime chaos. The escalation had gone beyond fans. This was now an international spectacle. But the most chilling detail came from one final leak. A stage design blueprint allegedly shared by a rogue crew member. The diagram showed a sequence where a massive golden Aldrake's symbol appeared on screen, only to be engulfed in flames while Bad Bunny stood center stage. If this blueprint is real, then what we're about to witness isn't just a diss. It's a public execution of Drake's legacy in front of the largest live audience on the planet. And yet, the biggest question remains unanswered. Is Drake planning to sit silently and take the hit? Or does he have a counterattack plan that could turn this entire feud upside down? Because one thing is certain, the industry is preparing for fallout on a scale we've never seen before. And trust me, when the public finally got involved, things spiraled into absolute chaos. The moment the leaks, cryptic posts, and whispered settlists hit the mainstream, the public went into full-blown meltdown. Social media wasn't just buzzing, it was exploding. Every corner of the internet, from TikTok to Twitter to Reddit, was consumed with one topic. What will happen when Bad Bunny steps onto that Super Bowl stage? Fans divided instantly. On one side were the Team Bunny loyalists, who framed this as more than just music hit was a cultural revolution. They saw Bad Bunny not only as an artist, but as a global icon, finally putting Drake in his place after years of dominance. One viral tweet with nearly 1 million likes read, "Drake has been untouchable for too long. If Bunny ends him at the Super Bowl, it'll be justice for every artist Drake tried to overshadow." Another TikTok stitched clips of Drake's alleged subliminal with Bad Bunny's triumphant performances, ending with the caption, "History will remember this moment." But on the other side were Drake's fiercely loyal fans, who claimed Bad Bunny was overstepping and turning a celebration into a personal vendetta. A massive thread on Reddit's hip-hop forum declared, "Bad Bunny is playing dirty. Drake gave him a cosign with Mia years ago, and now he's plotting to humiliate him. That's betrayal at the highest level." The division was toxic. Comment sections turned into war zones. Instagram lives became battlefields. Even sports fans who usually just care about the football were dragged into the chaos, debating whether the NFL should even allow such a performance. Meanwhile, the industry itself couldn't stay quiet. Jay-Z, who has ties to Super Bowl halftime productions through ROC Nation, reportedly held emergency meetings with NFL executives. Insiders leaked that he was deeply concerned about the potential fallout, but admitted there was no stopping it now. Artists began choosing sides, publicly or subtly. Cardi B reposted a fan edit of Bad Bunny rehearsing with fire emojis. Meanwhile, Nicki Minaj liked a tweet defending Drake's legacy, sparking conspiracy theories about alliances forming behind the scenes. Even Kanye West, never one to stay silent, allegedly posted on his private channels watching the throne burn. This is about to be biblical. The media frenzy was unstoppable. Late-night hosts joked about the feud. Sports commentators debated it during halftime shows of actual games, and morning news anchors treated it like breaking world news. CNN even aired a segment titled Super Bowl Halftime Show, Entertainment or Explosive Drama. And then came the most unexpected reaction of all. Sponsors began panicking. Pepsi, Apple Music, and even smaller brands tied to the event reportedly demanded reassurance from the NFL. One leaked memo read, "If this halftime show becomes a diss performance, we risk backlash from both fan bases. We need clarity immediately." But no clarity came. Instead, the silence from both camps only deepened the mystery. Bad Bunny refused interviews. Drake made no further posts. Their camps were completely locked down, which only made fans hungrier for answers. Even worse, fake news began circulating, doctored clips of rehearsals, edited audio files, and fabricated tweets that looked so real that millions believed them. One fake clip showed Drake storming into rehearsals, demanding answers. Another claimed Bad Bunny had threatened to walk off the stage if censored. None of it was verified, but in the chaos, truth didn't matter anymore. What mattered was the spectacle, and while the public was tearing itself apart online, the industry insiders were bracing for impact. One unnamed record label executive was quoted in a Billboard piece saying, "If this goes the way people think, it's not just about Drake. It's about what it means for every artist who's ever feared being exposed on the biggest stage." The ripple effect will be massive. But here's the wildest part. Whispers began circulating that Drake himself might crash the halftime show. Fans speculated endlessly. Would he appear unannounced? Would he respond live, on stage, in front of the same audience? Could we be looking at the first ever live diss battle during a Super Bowl halftime? By now, the anticipation had reached unbearable levels. Fans weren't asking whether Bad Bunny would diss Drake. They were asking how far he would go. Would it be a subtle jab, a full diss track, or a symbolic stage stunt designed to humiliate Drake forever? The atmosphere was toxic, thrilling, and terrifying all at once. The countdown to the Super Bowl was no longer about football. It was about the most anticipated clash in modern music history, and just when people thought it couldn't possibly get more insane, another twist emerged, one so shocking it flipped the entire narrative upside down. Because the final leak didn't just involve Bad Bunny's plans. It involved Drake himself. Just when fans thought they knew exactly how this was going to play out, with Bad Bunny poised to eviscerate Drake in front of the world, the narrative took a jaw-dropping turn. Because only 5 days before the Super Bowl, a confidential audio file leaked online. It wasn't Bad Bunny rehearsing. It wasn't another Drake vaultees. It was something far more shocking. An NFL production meeting recording where executives were frantically discussing a new problem in the audio. One terrified voice said, "We've just received confirmation Drake's people have secured passes. He's planning something for halftime." The room went silent, followed by another voice. "Wait, are you saying Drake is going to crash the show? Live?" The audio cut off abruptly, but that was all it took. The internet imploded. For years, the Super Bowl halftime show had been rehearsed to perfection, with zero room for surprise. But if Drake truly intended to show up uninvited, it would mean history in the making, the first ever live unscripted battle on the world's biggest stage. Fans couldn't contain themselves. One viral TikTok captured the mood perfectly. Forget football. Forget the commercials. We're about to witness Bad Bunny versus Drake, uncensored and unstoppable. Censored and unstoppable. But the rabbit hole went even deeper, because insiders began whispering that Bad Bunny had anticipated this all along. Allegedly, his creative team had been preparing two versions of the show, one for if Drake stayed away, and another for if he dared to show up. The Plan B performance, according to a source, would make the Elena Cage stunt look tame. And then came the most chilling leak yet. A fragment of lyrics supposedly written by Bad Bunny specifically as a counterverse in case Drake appeared. The lines, rough and grainy from a phone recording, went viral instantly. You think you're eternal, but I'm live and direct. Step on my stage and it's your biggest regret. The timing, the venom, the sheer confidence, it all pointed to one thing. Bad Bunny wasn't just preparing for a diss. He was preparing for warfare in real time. The public's imagination went wild. Could Drake really walk out during the show, interrupt Bad Bunny, and spit a verse? Could Bad Bunny clap back immediately with bars written for that exact scenario? Fans started calling it the halftime deathmatch. Even mainstream journalists began treating it as inevitable. ESPN anchors laughed nervously while saying, "This might be the first Super Bowl where the halftime show overshadows the actual game." TMZ ran headlines like, "Drake plotting ambush. Bad Bunny ready to annihilate him live." The suspense was unbearable, and just when people thought the drama had peaked, Bad Bunny broke his silence for the first time in weeks. He posted a photo of himself standing in an empty stadium, staring at the field with the caption, "See you Sunday." No emojis, no hashtags, nothing else. The post instantly became one of the most liked in Instagram history, racking up over 25 million likes in less than 12 hours. The message was clear. He knew the world was watching. He wanted the world to be watching Drake. Meanwhile, has said nothing since. No posts, no statements, no interviews. Just silence, a silence that feels less like avoidance and more like a storm gathering before the strike. And that's where we are now. Two giants of the music world. One stage. Hundreds of millions of viewers. The most explosive feud in music threatening to boil over live at the Super Bowl 2026 halftime show. Will Bad Bunny really risk it all and diss Drake in front of the world? Will Drake ambush the show and turn it into a live rap battle? Or is there an even bigger twist waiting that no one has even imagined yet? One thing's for sure, this isn't just a halftime show anymore. This is history in the making. And when those lights go down on Sunday, the world won't be watching football. The world will be watching the showdown of the century. So here we are, the countdown ticking. The stadium lights ready to blaze, and the entire world holding its breath. Bad Bunny is confirmed. Drake might ambush, and the Super Bowl 2026 halftime show could either go down as the greatest performance in history or the biggest scandal the NFL has ever faced. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Bad Bunny will actually diss Drake on live TV in front of hundreds of millions of people? Or is this all smoke and mirrors, a genius publicity stunt that both artists are secretly in on? Could Drake really be bold enough to crash the performance? And if he does, who wins? The rabbit or the sixth god? Drop your theories in the comments right now. I'll be reading every single one, and trust me, I want to see who's riding with Team Bunny and who's standing with Team Drake. And don't just stop there, hit that like button if you're ready for this halftime war. And smash that subscribe, because when the show goes down, I'll be dropping the full breakdown of every lyric, every stunt, every single jaw-dropping moment that the cameras catch. You don't want to miss it. Oh, and turn those notifications on, because if the rumors are true, this isn't the end of the story. This is just the beginning of a feud that could shake the entire music industry to its core. Sunday night isn't about touchdowns or trophies anymore. It's about betrayal, revenge, and the battle of two kings fighting for the crown. So get ready, because the world isn't prepared for what's about to happen. And when it does, we'll be right here to break it all down. Who's winning this war, Bad Bunny or Drake? Let's hear it. Let's hear it.